It's not about toxic positivity or pretending everything is fine. It's about awareness. It's about choosing which thoughts get to stay and which ones don't belong in the driver's seat. Because here's the truth. Your mind is powerful, but it's also programmable. Welcome to Soul Time, a show that explores the world of unlocking your unique potential. My name is Dr. Katja Makowka, and I'm a teacher at school, a former teacher at universities, and a stress and mental coach. And I'm your host. Let's be honest, life doesn't always feel like a calm and curated highlight reel. Some days feel like chaos, some mornings your brain feels heavy before your feet even hit the floor. And in the middle of it all, you are trying to keep your head up, your heart open, and your mind strong. But here is what I want you to know. Mental strength, it's not something you have or you don't have. It's not reserved for the unshakable, the fearless, or the put together ones. It's a daily practice, a set of habits that quietly shape your thoughts, your focus, and how you show up, even when life feels like a lot. Mentally strong people aren't immune to stress, self-doubt, or overwhelm. They just have tools. They have practices, and they choose to use them consciously. And one of the most powerful mindset shifts you can make in this is not every thought that pops into your head is true. Seriously, just because you think it doesn't mean it's reality. Mentally strong people understand this. They don't treat every passing thought like the only truth, especially the ones that say you are not good enough, or you always mess it up, or why even try? Instead, they pause and ask, is this thought helpful, or is it holding me back? Is it based in truth or just in fear or old programming or exhaustion talking? It's not about toxic positivity or pretending everything is fine. It's about awareness. It's about choosing which thoughts get to stay and which ones don't belong in the driver's seat. Because here's the truth. Your mind is powerful, but it's also programmable. And mental strength begins with mental awareness. You can't lead yourself well if you are blindly believing every limiting narrative that surfaces. So today, notice your thoughts and remember, you don't have to believe all of them. You get to choose the ones you keep. Mentally strong people don't waste their energy trying to control the uncontrollable. They have learned, sometimes the hard way, that peace comes from narrowing your focus to what's actually within your power. And not everything is, and that's okay. You can't always control how people behave. You can't predict every outcome, and you can't micromanage the timing or how things unfold. But you can control your attitude. You can control your effort, your focus, and your response. That's where your power lives. And no, this isn't about just be positive or pretending that real challenges don't exist. It's about grounded empowerment, looking at the situation and saying, okay, what is mine to carry here? And what do I need to release? So here is a simple daily practice. Name one thing that's in your control today and do it well. Maybe it's how you start your morning. Maybe it's the energy you bring into a conversation. Maybe it's giving your best to the task in front of you. Even if it's not glamorous, It might sound small, but over time, that's how you build a mindset that doesn't spiral at every bump in the road. You get grounded in your own power and you keep moving forward. Mentally strong people know that movement isn't just for physical health. It's a tool for mental clarity. When you feel stuck, heavy, foggy, or probably anxious, sitting in it isn't always the answer. Movement shifts energy. It wakes up your body and clears out emotional static. It brings you back to the present moment. And here's the thing. It doesn't have to be a full workout or some perfect fitness routine. This is about deliberate, simple movement that tells your brain, hey, I'm here, I'm taking care of you. It could be a 5-minute walk outside, a stretch break between meetings, putting on a song and just dancing it out, or a few deep breaths while rolling your shoulders. Mentally strong people don't wait for feel like it. They understand that motion creates emotion. And even small movement is a signal I'm not stuck, I can shift this. So here's your practice. Build in one non-negotiable move moment every day. Make it joyful, make it gentle, make it yours. Because when your body moves, your mindset moves with mental strength. And mental strength isn't just about saying no to others. It's about learning how to say no to yourself too. We all have those patterns that drain us, whether it's overworking, overcommitting, or constantly putting other people's needs before your own. Mentally strong people know that they need to protect their own energy, their time, and their peace. And boundaries aren't just a protection against others. They are a shield for your own well-being. They are about choosing to honor your limits, knowing that by doing so, you are not only protecting your mental strength, but also your future self. Setting boundaries can look like saying no to extra projects that doesn't align with your priorities, or saying no to toxic conversations or people who drain you. Saying no to overloading your schedule, leaving room for rest and reflection. Saying no to that inner critic that tells you you have to do it all. But it's not just about external boundaries. It's about creating inner boundaries too. Learning to say no to your own habits that don't serve you is just as important. Saying no to self-doubt, saying no to the urge to overthink, saying no to perfectionism and the constant need for approval. Mentally strong people have the courage to respect their own boundaries, even if they are only tiny ones to start with. And here is your practice. Pick one micro boundary every day. It could be as simple as turning off your phone for 10 minutes to focus, or not answering emails after a certain time, or even telling yourself, I'm going to give myself permission to rest, guilt-free. These tiny actions compound into powerful self-respect. And remember, your peace is sacred. Protect it always. In a world that is always moving, always demanding, always busy, mentally strong people understand the power of pause. Stillness isn't wasted time. It's the foundation of clarity. And in the constant rush of life, it's easy to feel like we need to always be doing something, always be moving, always be on. But the truth is, you can't sustain mental strength by staying in a constant state of doing. You need moments of quiet to recharge, to reset, and to reconnect with yourself. And stillness allows you to listen to your inner voice, the part of you that knows exactly what you need, even when your mind is filled with noise. When you are always on the go, it's easy to lose touch with what truly matters to you. And mentally strong people make time for stillness, whether it's through journaling, deep breaths, meditation, prayer, or just sitting quietly in nature. And here's the key. You don't need to create hours of silence to make this work. Just a few minutes to pause can create a profound shift. Whether it's waking up 5 minutes earlier to sit quietly or taking a moment during your lunch break to clear your mind, that can be a good idea. And the practice? Spend 2 to 5 minutes every day in stillness. It doesn't need to be fancy. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be real. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and let your thoughts settle. Allow yourself to be present with what's happening in your mind and body. And if journaling helps, use this time to jot down your feelings or any insights that come up. In the stillness, you will find the clarity, the peace, and the direction that your busy mind has been craving. Self-talk is one of the most powerful tools in shaping your mindset. The words you say to yourself, consciously or unconsciously, shape your reality. And mentally strong people understand that how they talk to themselves directly impacts how they feel, how they show up, and ultimately how they live their lives. The strongest people aren't the harshest with themselves. They are the kindest. Too often we are our own worst critics, constantly holding ourselves to unrealistic standards. And the inner voice can be incredibly negative, pointing out flaws, emphasizing mistakes, and fueling self-doubt. But mentally strong people don't let their inner critic take the wheel. They treat themselves with the same respect and care they would show to a friend. And this doesn't mean you ignore areas for growth or avoid accountability. It means you approach yourself with empathy. You acknowledge that mistakes are part of being human. You encourage yourself in moments of challenge instead of tearing yourself down. The more you speak kindly to yourself, the more your self-esteem grows. Your inner voice becomes your ally, motivating you to rise above challenges and face your fears instead of paralyzing you with doubt. And the practice? Start by choosing one positive affirmation each day. It could be as simple as I'm capable or I trust myself to handle this. Speak to yourself like you would speak to someone you love deeply. And replace self-criticism with curiosity. Instead of, I messed up, I'm such a failure. Ask, what can I learn from this? And remember, your inner dialogue doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be supportive and kind. When you speak to yourself with respect, you build a mindset that is resilient and unshakable, no matter what life throws your way. And that's the core of mental strength. It's not about achieving perfection. It's about consistency. It's about showing up day in and day out with the small, simple habits that ground you and keep you focused. You don't need to have everything figured out all at once. Mental strength is about taking one small step after another, even if it feels hard, even when you are not sure of the outcome. Mental strength is steady. It's about knowing your worth and practicing the habits that reinforce that truth. So ask yourself, what mental habit can I start today? Maybe it's choosing your thoughts, focusing on what you can control, or creating space for stillness. Maybe it's speaking to yourself with more kindness or setting a micro boundary to protect your energy. Whatever it is, start small and remember that your mindset isn't set. It's shaped every day by the choices you make. Keep building that mental strength. It's your foundation for everything else. And with that, I will leave you with this. Every day, you have the chance to shape your mind and create the life you want. It's up to you to take those small steps toward mental resilience, and with each step, you will become stronger than before. I hope this episode has inspired you to implement some of these daily habits into your own life. And remember, it's not about perfection, it's about progress. Stay strong, stay grounded, and until next time, keep building that mindset. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to Soul Time. I'm very grateful because you have given me the greatest treasure of your life, your time. If you enjoyed this episode, click the subscribe button so that you get a notification every time a new episode is out.